FamilySearch has been acquiring records for over 80 years. They are still getting new records, so where do you find the new records on FamilySearch? There's good news and there's bad news. There are lots of new records added daily, thousands and tens of thousands of records. And the bad news? There are several places on FamilySearch to access new records, and one click or search does not get you to all of them. So let's explore how we can find the records on FamilySearch. First of all, the original records are stored in archives and libraries, and this shows a very orderly storage. Many of the records are not stored in such circumstances, but the records are taken and were first microfilmed, and now they are being acquired digitally around the world. This picture on the right shows our camera station in the Annapolis Hall of Records, where we were digitizing records for FamilySearch. From acquiring the records, the raw, unprocessed digital images are sent to Salt Lake City for incorporation in the FamilySearch website. Raw images are reviewed and formatted. This can be a little bit of a bottleneck because a person reviews the images to make sure they're readable. FamilySearch is speeding up this process all the time, but again, the records are reviewed. After this, the images are in a holding area waiting to be cataloged, and images are at some point added to the catalog on FamilySearch. Also, the images are indexed, and once they are indexed, they become available on the historical record collection and can then be searched. This is how you are able to search for a name, is only from indexed records. FamilySearch has a newer feature. It's called Explore Historical Images. These images are ones that have not been indexed, or in other words, the names have not been extracted, so you can search by name. But you can still see the images as if you were reading a book or a document in the original format. Here is a screenshot of the historical images search. There are 3 ways to find new records: the images, the catalog, and the historical record collections. I'm going to go through the different ways now, and then I'm going to go live to FamilySearch and briefly show where on FamilySearch you can access the new records. First of all, you can search the catalog. I would encourage you to review Robert Kerr's video that can be found on youtube.com. Search for the FamilySearch channel and then look for his name or Finding Elusive Records blog. To keep up with new indexed records, the best way is to subscribe to FamilySearch notifications. That is found in your preferences when you're logged into FamilySearch. When you ask for notifications, FamilySearch will send you a weekly and a monthly list of new indexed records. These are available on historical records. You can also go to FamilySearch.org to the blog where the list is published every month of the new indexed records that are available on FamilySearch. Remember, because so many records are being added daily, if you looked yesterday for a relative, new records with useful information may be available today. One big hint in searching: the key to finding your family is location. You can also see new historical record collections under Search and then click on Records. Once you're there, click on Last Updated to see the collections added most recently. I will demonstrate this in a few minutes. Most of these records are indexed, so that is a plus. The key to finding your family is to have a specific location and an approximate date, so you can filter and find the record set that you're looking for. Search the records to find your family, and one of the useful things I've found is to click on how to use this collection, because it leads you to very valuable information about what's there, what's not there, and pertinent facts that you need to understand the collection. To find new historical records, see the list under Search Images. Now, these are not indexed, and there are over 4 billion images. Also, many of them are not listed in the catalog yet. It seems to be a holding place for the images before they have been cataloged. I'd like to suggest you review Nikki Smith's recent training on youtube.com. Search for the BYU Family History channel, and then search for FamilySearch Historical Image Search. This will review how to use the historical records. Again, the key to finding your family is a specific location and then an approximate date. Search the records to find your family. Be willing to read through the records as though you were looking at a book or a microfilm. Don't be discouraged. Just think of it as a treasure hunt. Now I'm going to go live to FamilySearch.org and demonstrate where on FamilySearch these different features are located. I would like to demonstrate those things that I have just been talking about. First of all, let's go to the blog, where you can see the newly indexed records. So here's the monthly record update for August. And if you sign up in Preferences, you will receive weekly and monthly the list of current new indexed records added to FamilySearch. So as I scroll through this, you can see how many records, these are indexed records, and the wealth of countries. Austria, Belgium, Brazil. Here's 147,000 newly indexed records added to an existing collection. Any of the places that you are researching, this can be a wealth of information and new records for you. Again, you can get this list monthly. Well, let me go back to search. The second one that I want to talk about is the catalog. You can search the catalog by putting in a place and find the records. This is a good place to start and see what records are available in the location that your family lived. That's the catalog. The next place I'd like to do is search records. This is where you search for all the indexed records by putting in a name, and there are different search techniques that you can use to find your family. It can just be a gold mine if your records have been indexed. So this is another good place to start in addition to the catalog. But what I'd like to show here is browse all published collections. And if this shows the record collections, and if you click on last updated, takes a couple of clicks, you can see all the records that are added on September 10th, which is the day I'm recording this. And you can see there are records from Peru, from England, Middlesex registers, 1 million new records. And you can scroll down and just see the wealth of new records that are added sometimes daily. I'm still on September 10th. Now I'm down to yesterday. So these are records that were added yesterday. So again, as I've said before, if you searched yesterday, the records that you need may have been added today. So I always like to look and see where new records are and if they have them where I need. These are indexed records where it indicates browse images. then you can look through the records as though you were looking through a book or a microfilm or actual records from an archive. In conclusion, some closing thoughts. I recently ran across a letter from 1985. That would be 35 years ago. And this record told about the investigations of our family genealogy organization. As I reviewed this, I found reference to one record that they had acquired in 1967. And so 18 years later, they got a new record that indicated that one of the people is not ours. Okay, how many years did that take? 18 years. Admittedly, they didn't work all the time on just that. But I took this letter and I went in to FamilySearch and I verified. I looked up some information. Some of the things were correct on FamilySearch and a few of the things were not. But in about an hour, I was able to verify and look at sources and resources that verified or disproved things that the family had been working on for many, many years. Like I say, this is 35 years ago. And so, what is the advantage of the records on FamilySearch? There is a blessing of easier access to many records. We can search, we can find answers to questions and find the connections and the families and put families together. Remember, a search is not complete if you just look for a name. You need to go further and be willing to read through the unindexed records. In other words, if you put in a name, John Smith, and do a search and it comes up with nothing or with 20,000 records, one way or the other, you need to be willing to go to the other sources, look through the new records, and look through the unindexed records to find your family. And remember, there is a wealth of new records are added daily. So, best wishes in your search for your family. And remember, there are always new records being added, and that may have your answer.